A troubled history, nuclear standoff in South Asia. India and Pakistan have a long and complicated relationship. The two countries share a history, but they also share a border, and that border has been a source of conflict for decades. Both countries have fought wars over the disputed region of Kashmir. This makes things even more tense. In 1998, both countries tested nuclear weapons. Now they are both nuclear powers. This means that any conflict between them could have devastating consequences for the world. Recently, tensions between India and Pakistan have been rising again. This is due to several events, including a missile test by Pakistan and a deadly attack in Indian-administered Kashmir. The world is watching with bated breath, hoping that these two nuclear-armed neighbors can find a way to de-escalate the situation. The stakes are simply too high for anything else. In 1947, India gained independence from British rule. This led to the creation of Pakistan. The partition was violent. Millions of people were displaced. Thousands were killed. The two countries have been trying to find a way to coexist peacefully ever since, but it has been a difficult road. The Kashmir conflict is a major obstacle to peace between India and Pakistan. Both countries claim the region as their own. They have fought 2 of their 3 wars over it. The region remains divided today. There is a line of control that separates Indian-administered Kashmir from Pakistan-administered Kashmir, but neither side accepts it as a permanent border. The Kashmir attack and rising tensions. On April 22, 2025, a deadly attack in Pahalgam, Indian-administered Kashmir, shook the region. 25 tourists and 1 Kashmiri local lost their lives in the horrific incident. A group calling itself the Kashmir Resistance claimed responsibility. However, no concrete evidence has surfaced to verify this claim. The attack sent shockwaves through India, prompting immediate and strong reactions from the government. India was quick to accuse Pakistan of being behind the attack. While no evidence has been publicly presented, they cited Pakistan's history of supporting militant groups operating in Kashmir. Indian Prime Minister Modi, in a televised address to the nation, condemned the attack and vowed to give the military full operational freedom to respond. This statement was seen by many as a signal that India was considering all its options, including military action. Adding fuel to the fire, India took a series of aggressive diplomatic actions. They downgraded diplomatic ties with Pakistan, expelling several Pakistani diplomats from India. This further escalated tensions, limiting channels of communication between the two countries. In a move that could have significant long-term implications, India also suspended its participation in the 1960 Indus Waters Treaty, a crucial agreement that has governed water sharing between the two nations for decades. The situation on the ground also deteriorated rapidly. For 6 consecutive days, gunfire exchanges erupted between Indian and Pakistani forces across the line of control. This marked the most serious escalation of military activity in the region in recent years. As tensions continued to rise, the world watched with growing concern, fearing a larger conflict between the two nuclear-armed neighbors. Pakistan vehemently denied any involvement in the Pahalgam attack. They labeled the accusations as baseless and an attempt by India to divert attention from its own internal issues in Kashmir. Despite their denial, Pakistan went on high alert, mobilizing troops and bolstering defenses along the border. This military posturing, while intended to deter any potential Indian aggression, further escalated the situation. In a tit-for-tat move, Pakistan mirrored India's diplomatic actions. They expelled Indian diplomats and suspended several bilateral agreements. They also threatened to suspend their participation in the 1972 Simla Agreement, a crucial agreement that outlines the framework for peaceful resolution of disputes between the two countries. This move was seen as a serious escalation, raising concerns about a complete breakdown of dialogue. Further fueling anxieties, Pakistan claimed to possess intelligence reports indicating an imminent Indian military strike. They alleged that India was planning to attack within 24 to 36 hours of the Pahalgam incident. While India dismissed these claims as propaganda, the Pakistani government took them seriously, ordering residents in Pakistan-administered Kashmir to stockpile essential supplies, including food and water. Pakistan's Chief of Army Staff, General Syed Asim Munir, appeared on national television, emphasizing the country's vigilance and preparedness to respond to any Indian aggression. He stressed that Pakistan desired peace, but would not hesitate to defend its sovereignty and territorial integrity. This public statement from the army chief, coupled with the heightened military activity, painted a grim picture of the escalating tensions. The escalating tensions between India and Pakistan have sent ripples of concern across the international community. The United States, along with other global powers, issued urgent calls for de-escalation. The US Secretary of State Marco Rubio urged Pakistan to condemn the Pahalgam attack and cooperate with investigations. He also encouraged India to exercise restraint and avoid any actions that could further escalate the situation. UN Secretary-General Antonio Guterres expressed deep concern over the situation, warning of catastrophic consequences if the tensions were not diffused. He held direct phone calls with the leaders of both India and Pakistan, urging them to engage in dialogue and find a peaceful resolution to the crisis. The UN offered its services as a mediator, hoping to facilitate a dialogue between the two nuclear-armed neighbors. The international community is acutely aware of the historical context surrounding the India-Pakistan conflict. The two countries have fought 3 wars since their independence, and the Kashmir dispute remains a major flashpoint. The added dimension of both nations possessing nuclear weapons adds another layer of complexity and risk to the situation. The world is holding its breath, hoping that cooler heads will prevail. The specter of a nuclear conflict, however remote, is a stark reminder of the devastating consequences that could result from this escalating tension. The international community continues to encourage both India and Pakistan to prioritize dialogue, diplomacy, and peaceful resolution. The stakes are simply too high for anything less.